Hi. Welcome to Movies Reflexed. Today, I am going to explain a 2021 German action thriller movie titled Blood Red Sky. Watch out for spoilers. Take care. The hijacked plane is shown at the beginning of the movie. The plane was being steered by a wounded man. There was no professional pilot. There are some army soldiers. They were waiting for the plane to land. The exit door of that plane is opened. From there, a child comes outside. He was very frightened and was holding his teddy bear. The child is asked many things, but he is unable to say a single word out of fear. Like he was extremely shocked and dejected. Now, the flashback is shown that belongs to this child. The name of this child is Elias. His mother suffers from leukemia. They were planning to move to another country because his mother was going to be treated there. Now, Elias comes outside with all their luggage. He wanted to reach the airport soon and make the check of his luggage there. While his mother reaches there after taking her medicines. These were also checked. Now, there is a man named Farid. He helps Elias because he took him as a good kid. And he was also alone. Now, it is seen that the airplane has taken off. Elias's mother is really sad because she was recalling her past memories. She was very excited with her husband in that time. And all three of them were leading a happy life. But one day, their car became inoperative while driving somewhere at night. Her husband moves from here and there to ask help from someone. But after this, he never returned. Thinking about it, his mother becomes very upset. Now, the airplane is again shown. A tragic incident has taken place in it. The plane was hijacked by some peoples. Then, those 6 persons are shown. They were the hijackers. And one of them was the second pilot of this airplane. There was a bald man and also another man who used to fly in rage for no reason. They called him lunatic. There was also 3 more persons. Elias was sharp-minded. He begins to look for a map instead of fearing. Then, he comes to know that there is a place in the airplane. He can hide there easily. So, he runs to that place. And his mother goes after him to stop him. The hijackers think that they are fleeing. He knew the location. Then, the lunatic hijacker begins to shoot Elias's mother without thinking. Elias cries in pain. Then, the hijackers tell him, "It happened because of you. Your mother may have lived if you didn't try to run from here. So, do what we command if you want to live." Elias is very afraid here. The flashback is again shown. When Elias's father hadn't returned from that place even after a long time. Elias's mother gets really worried. She goes in search of him. She directly reaches a house. There, she finds the footsteps of her husband. She moves inside while following it. There were also bloodstains on the stairs. The blood belonged to her husband. Before she moves downstairs, a vampire notices her. And he begins to move towards her. She is also frightened to see that vampire. She looks for a way out. On the way, she is unable to control her emotions because it is her husband's dead body. He has been murdered brutally. And it is a mystery. That which vampire was that who killed her husband? Elias was also with his mother. They cry a lot. Then, a vampire was coming outside through a hole. Elias' mother is panicked after seeing him. Fortunately, the morning arrives. And that vampire burns due to the sun rays. Meanwhile, it is seen that the vampire had bitten the hands of Elias's mother. Then, the story of the present time is understood. Elias's mother was not suffering from leukemia. But she herself was vampire. And it caused that she sent Elias to airport before her. So that she could move when the sun is down. And she will also reach the other country in the night time. Now, as she was a vampire, so she didn't die with the gunshot. She moves to the cargo hold where the pets or luggage are places. There are 2 dogs. Here, Elias's mother needed blood. In order to heal herself, she kills a dog there and sucks the blood of that dog. Then, one hijacker among the 6 others appears here. Elias's mother also kills him and sucks his blood. She begins to recover herself. She moves to the pilot while taking Elias with her. But she observes that the pilot of that plane had been long dead. The plane was in autopilot mode. Now, hijackers had came here only to destroy the plane. They were putting explosives there. and they were going to rescue themselves while jumping off the plane. As they are nearly to leave, Elias's mother comes outside. She tells all the passengers that the pilot of this plane is dead. Is there anyone who can fly this plane? Then a boy comes here. He says, I can fly the airplane. Then Elias's mother and that boy moves to the cockpit. But the hijackers return after hearing the voice of Elias's mother. One more hijacker comes to kill her. But she bites on his neck. He is the bald hijacker and he also starts to transform into a vampire. But Elias's mother kills him by stabbing him. Elias's mother is again shown thinking about her past. She also begins to take her medicine. It is known in the flashback that her life had become very hard after the death of her husband. As she was a vampire, she could only go outside in the night time. As Elias was a small baby, and many things were required for him. This time was really painful for them. So she again moves to the same house where they had witnessed a vampire and also got bitten by it. The father of that vampire was there. He points his gun at her. Here the scene shifts. And the hijackers in cargo hold are seen. They were planning to kill Elias's mother at any cost. The lunatic hijacker tells them, this lady is a vampire. She can kill us. Elias hears the whole conversation. And he goes to inform his mother. But the boy who was controlling the airplane closes the door after seeing the hijackers. Then the lunatic hijacker arrives. He extracts blood from Elias's mother so that she may die out of lack of blood. Elias points the gun on that man. He mistakenly fires the gun. And the bullet goes through the airplane window. As a result, air pressure begins to create a problem. And oxygen level is decreased to a large extent. If they didn't land the airplane, then they could die due to the reduction of the oxygen level. Consequently, the boy who is controlling the airplane dies in the spot. Now, it is seen that the lunatic hijacker starts to control the airplane. And he lands the plane. But Elias's mother sets him on fire by sprinkling alcohol on him. That's why he begins to burn. And the vampires could be killed after burning or the shortage of blood. Then more hijacker arrives there. They rescue him after extinguishing the fire. Now, Elias's mother begins to move upwards. When all passengers notice that she is a vampire, then they all begin to shatter in fear. And an old woman is killed after being crushed under their feet. On the other side, the lunatic hijacker had transformed into a vampire. He bites the other two hijackers. Elias's mother locks them there. All the passengers were afraid of her. They all decide to kill Elias's mother because she was also a vampire. Then the person named Farid says to them, don't worry. She won't hurt us. She keeps the other vampires away from the other passengers. But a passenger fires at her. So she becomes furious that I am supporting them and they are shooting at me. So she bites that passenger and also the hand of Farid. Then Elias reaches here. And it is seen that the lunatic hijacker, who was locked in the cargo area, is shouting. Elias's mother goes there to check. Farid also reaches there. Then Elias's mother cuts his hand. Afterwards, it is seen that all the passengers are helping to lock the vampires. Now, another man was flying the airplane. Elias's mother tells him to land the plane here. The plane has ran out of fuel. On the other side, a passenger is shown. He was injured. He moves to that lunatic hijacker. He tells him to turn him into a vampire. He was thinking that he will be able to survive after being transformed into a vampire. But that lunatic man kills him. And he also begins to attack the other passengers. Elias's mother was observing it through the CCTV camera. She says, it is necessary to kill all the vampires. Then that pilot talks about the bomb. It was planned to explode the plane by the hijackers. Now, they plan to kill the vampires through it. But there was an issue. The remote was in the possession of a man who was no more. He was in the other side of the plane. Elias's mother says, I will sacrifice myself. But Elias is grieved. He turns the UV lights on to stop his mother. And he reaches the cargo hold passing through the narrow place. He also kept the UV light turned on so that the vampires would stay away from him. Fortunately, he also gets the remote from there. The lunatic hijacker attacks him as he is returning from there. He drops the UV light. So, he hides himself there. Elias's mother asks the pilot, "Can we land now?" He says. "Yes. The airplane is on autopilot. We will land soon." Elias's mother says to Farid, "Take care of my son." With it, she bits that pilot to suck his blood. Because she needed power to fight the vampires. Now, she runs to save her son. The lunatic man was again going to attack Elias. But Elias's mother reaches there and attacks him. That lunatic wins because he was more powerful than Elias's mother. Now, Elias begins to divert his attention so that he may leave his mother alone. But as that lunatic comes near him, the door of that plane is blasted. Then, Elias's mother throws him out of the plane through that door. But he hangs with the airplane and also tries to drag Elias. But Farid directs the airplane towards the sunlight. As a result, his body begins to burn and he dies on the spot. Elias also notices that his mother's condition is very bad. He tries to make her drink his blood. But his mother pushes him aside and leaves. It is seen that the airplane has landed. Elias is telling the doctors that all the hijackers are dead. But Farid is not a hijacker. No one trusts him. And they inject him so that he may have a rest. He is sent by an ambulance. Farid is also defending himself saying, "I am innocent, I didn't hijack the plane." Now, the darkness is prevailing. Colonel says to Farid, "Release the passengers." But he doesn't agree. He requests the army to shoot him. Farid also tries to explode the airplane. But then, a soldier comes there and takes him away. And the soldiers, who were going inside the plane, were being attacked by the vampires. Colonel and his team are shocked because they had witnessed the truth through the CCTV cameras. On the other side, it is seen that Elias jumped out of the ambulance. He begins to run towards the airplane. There, he observes that his mother has lost control of herself. He starts to cry and presses the button of the remote. As a result, the entire airplane explodes and all the vampires are killed. Now, Colonel releases Farid because he had understood that Farid was trying to explode the plane because there was no passenger alive and all were turned into vampires. Farid returns to Elias immediately. And with it, the movie ends here. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the upcoming uploads. Thank you for watching.